In a world grappling with geopolitical shifts and economic uncertainty, nations are re-evaluating their alliances and trade partnerships. Canada is making a strategic move to navigate these turbulent times. It is strengthening its economic ties with Europe, aiming to build a more robust and resilient economic framework. This signifies a notable shift in the global trade landscape, highlighting the importance of diversified economic relationships. Canada seeks to diversify its economic partnerships, ensuring that it is not overly dependent on any single market. It aims to reduce its reliance on the United States, which has been its primary trading partner for decades. This move reflects a broader trend of countries seeking to hedge their bets in an increasingly unpredictable world, where economic and political landscapes are constantly shifting. Canada's pursuit of deeper ties with Europe is multifaceted, encompassing various sectors and industries. It includes trade, investment, and technology collaboration, fostering innovation and growth on both sides of the Atlantic. At the heart of this endeavor is the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, or CETA, which serves as a cornerstone for this enhanced partnership. This landmark agreement came into effect in 2017, marking a new era in Canada-EU relations. It has significantly reduced trade barriers between Canada and the European Union, facilitating smoother and more efficient trade flows. This has led to increased trade and investment flows, benefiting businesses and economies on both sides. The push for closer ties with Europe is also driven by shared values and common goals. These include a commitment to multilateralism, free trade, and the rules-based international order, which are essential for global stability and prosperity. This convergence of values makes Europe a natural partner for Canada, fostering a relationship built on mutual respect and shared interests. It provides a counterbalance to the rising tide of protectionism and unilateralism in other parts of the world, promoting a more open and cooperative global trade environment. Canada's transatlantic pivot is not a rejection of its relationship with the United States, but rather an expansion of its global economic strategy. It is a recognition of the need for a more diversified and balanced approach to trade, ensuring long-term economic stability and growth. In an era of global uncertainty, it makes strategic sense for Canada to forge stronger ties with like-minded partners, enhancing its economic resilience. These partnerships will enhance its economic resilience and global standing, positioning Canada as a key player in the international arena. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has been at the forefront of Canada's charm offensive in Europe. Since taking office in 2015, he has made numerous trips to European capitals. His mission is clear: to strengthen political and economic ties. Trudeau's efforts have been well received. European leaders see Canada as a reliable and like-minded partner. Trudeau's diplomatic overtures have been complemented by concrete actions. These include increased cooperation in areas such as clean energy, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. Canada's participation in NATO missions in Europe has also strengthened its security credentials. This demonstrates its commitment to transatlantic security. One of Trudeau's key messages to European leaders has been the importance of free trade. He has been a vocal advocate for CETA, touting its benefits for both Canada and the European Union. Trudeau argues that closer economic ties between Canada and Europe are not only beneficial economically, they also serve as a bulwark against protectionism and isolationism. Trudeau's efforts are yielding results. Trade between Canada and the European Union has increased since CETA came into effect. Canadian companies are finding new markets in Europe. European investors are increasingly looking to Canada as a destination for foreign direct investment. Trudeau's charm offensive is helping to cement Canada's place as a key player in the transatlantic relationship. Canada's deepening ties with Europe have significant implications for North American trade, particularly for the United States. This evolving relationship is reshaping the trade dynamics across the continent. For decades, the United States has been Canada's dominant trading partner, with a significant portion of Canadian exports heading south of the border. However, the rise of protectionist sentiment in the United States under the previous administration, coupled with Canada's desire to diversify its economic relationships, has led to a reassessment of Canada's trade priorities. This shift is driven by the need for economic stability and growth. Canada's pivot towards Europe does not mean a complete decoupling from the United States. The long-standing partnership between the two nations remains crucial. The two countries remain deeply integrated economically, with numerous joint ventures and cross-border investments that benefit both economies. However, it does signal a shift in the dynamics of the North American trade relationship. This shift is indicative of a broader trend towards diversification and resilience in global trade. Canada is no longer content to be overly reliant on the United States as its primary market. It is actively seeking to expand its trading horizons to include a wider array of international partners. It is actively seeking to expand its trading horizons, exploring new markets in Asia, Europe, and beyond, to ensure a more balanced and robust trade portfolio. This shift has not gone unnoticed in Washington. Policymakers are keenly aware of the changing landscape and the need to respond strategically. The Biden administration has acknowledged the need to repair relations with Canada and to work together to address common challenges, such as climate change and economic recovery. However, the United States is also aware of Canada's growing ties with Europe. This burgeoning relationship could influence future trade policies and agreements. This may well factor into future trade negotiations between the three countries as they navigate the complexities of a more interconnected global economy. The emergence of a more multipolar trade landscape in North America presents both challenges and opportunities. It requires all parties to be more adaptable and forward-thinking. For Canada, it offers the chance to reduce its economic dependence on the United States and to forge closer ties with like-minded partners in Europe and other regions. For the United States, it presents a need to adapt to a changing trade environment and to work to maintain its competitiveness in a more globalized marketplace. This involves rethinking trade policies and strengthening alliances. The Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, or CETA, stands as a cornerstone of Canada's strategic shift towards Europe, marking a significant pivot in its international trade policy. This landmark agreement, which entered into force provisionally in 2017, has dramatically reshaped the landscape of transatlantic commerce, creating new opportunities and fostering stronger economic ties. CETA has eliminated 98% of tariffs between Canada and the European Union, significantly reducing the cost of doing business across the Atlantic. This has made it easier for businesses on both sides of the Atlantic to trade goods and services, streamlining processes and opening up new markets. The impact of CETA has been significant, with tangible benefits for various industries. Since its implementation, bilateral trade between Canada and the EU has increased substantially, reflecting the agreement's success in fostering economic growth. Canadian businesses, particularly in sectors like agriculture, seafood, and manufactured goods, have gained access to a market of over 500 million consumers, allowing them to expand their reach and increase their competitiveness. Conversely, European businesses have found new opportunities in Canada's growing economy, benefiting from reduced trade barriers and a more predictable trading environment. Beyond the immediate economic benefits, CETA represents a commitment to the principles of free trade and multilateralism, promoting a more interconnected and cooperative global economy. In an era marked by rising protectionism, CETA stands as a beacon of open markets and international cooperation, demonstrating the value of collaborative economic policies. It serves as a model for other countries seeking to deepen their economic ties and strengthen the rules-based global trading system, offering a blueprint for future trade agreements. CETA is not without its critics, however, and has sparked considerable debate. Some argue that it gives too much power to multinational corporations or that it undermines labor and environmental standards, raising concerns about the broader implications of such agreements. However, proponents maintain that the agreement includes strong provisions on labor and environmental protection, ensuring that these standards are upheld. They argue that the economic benefits of CETA far outweigh any potential drawbacks, highlighting the positive impact on job creation and economic stability. As CETA continues to be implemented, its long-term impact on transatlantic trade and investment will become increasingly apparent, shaping the future of international commerce for years to come.